Attendance, an entire school day. That doesn't mean 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes late. That means start from first hour in there. Now, yes, there's excused absences, funeral, dentist, medical, etc. We understand that and we work with that. But being late because of the alarm not going off, a late night at work the night before, I needed to sleep in. If that's the case, it probably shouldn't be a practice event after school that you need to get home and rest or make up the homework that you couldn't get done. As coaches and as administration, we're really strong in the attendance part. Look at it this way. Game time's at 8 o'clock. You show up at 8:05. You're not going to play it, obviously. Okay, some of us with our work situations, work starts at 8. You show up at 8:05, there's consequences for that. It's the same type of responsibility. Following an event, we know a trip to Mondovi's a late night. That is a late night, and sometimes we play on Monday nights or Tuesday nights. Got to get up and get to school the next day. Take a half day to rest and sleep in. You just lost a half day of learning. Of a teacher's efforts to prepare a great lesson for you at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, you just forfeited that. Travel with squad, it's all been a part of that. You work individually with coaches on the way home, signing consent, and all equipment being returned. Some general reminders with that. Don't quit, that's the lesson. Don't. Academic policies. We had a situation last year. A student got 3 Fs. Came in, thought they were going to miss 3 events. A senior student. Should have known the rules. Had signed off stating he knew the rules. 3 Fs is ineligible for an entire quarter. That's some serious business with regards to academics. We are held accountable as an institution to provide education first. We take that seriously. Student athletes, academics are the foremost important. Another little stat for you. There are over 100 academic scholarships given for one athletic scholarship. Over 100 to 1. Now that's not to demean the effort to say don't fight for that athletic scholarship. Don't fight to play at the next level. Don't work your butt off to get there. But that's to say academics is going to take you to where you want to go. And you witness that every year here. In our end of the year, when people are handing out money to kids that have worked hard academically. Ineligibility for your fall sports, for your athletes here, the WIA determines that. That is not SCC policy, and we will communicate appropriately with those that it affects. It's a timeline, 15 days or 21 days, so many events. That's in your book right there as well on page 3, I believe. Something new this year. Attention please, the mid-term progress reports will be used. In the past it's been 4 different times used. End of the quarter, meaning first quarter affected winter sports, second and third quarter affected, and so on. Fourth quarter affected next year. Mid-term progress reports. Why is that? Unfortunately, we have students that figure out if I can just make it beyond the quarter, then it doesn't matter anymore. That's missing the point. The point is to get the education. So now with midterm as well, all rules apply. One, the student has an F, 10% suspension of scheduled events. 2 Fs, 20%, 3 Fs ineligible. As well, please understand this. Let's give a situation. Volleyball is 20 matches. A student has 1 F. Okay, it's 10%. Kyle, the math is what? How many matches? 2? Thank you. 2 matches. Okay? They lose 2 matches. At the end of those 2 matches, so they serve a suspension. At the end of that, they have to be passing all classes. They can't just be, okay, I'll serve my 2, but I'll continue to fail this class. And maybe fail another one along the same. No. So it may turn into 3, 4, 5, half a season. I don't like communicating that with the students, stripping that away. Coaches don't like that. No one likes to hear that. But again, the accountability factor of grades, that's what we're here for. First and foremost. Administrators, I apologize I did not let you know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now in the large setting. Just interrupt me, put your hand up, or in an individual setting. Certainly, communication needs to take place. Substance abuse. You received a little yellow card and a white card, or a white handout from the WIA. That's regarding banned substances. You know, how sad is baseball right now, unfortunately? Every week it's somebody new. Some big timer that we all love probably believe was the next greatest thing that wasn't doing something. Well, it stinks. And unfortunately it's happening in high schools as well. I'm not so concerned about it taking away from team success or stripping them of what they've earned. I'm more worried about what's going to happen long-term health-wise. What's going to happen to them 10, 15 years down the road? We don't know the benefit or the negative side effects of some of these banned substances. So students and parents, if you're aware of some aid being used, please just double check with the coach, with the trainers we have, with your doctor. Is this okay, first of all, for my son or daughter? And secondly, is it even legal? And then it's your choice. Use of possession or in a situation of tobacco, alcohol, or other drugs. Being at a party, not necessarily doing, is an association. You're there. You've made a decision to be around them. First offense is a 20% suspension. Second offense, 1 calendar year from that date. Third, permanently suspended. I truly hope we never even have to get to number 2 or number 1. As I talked about, what if we had no code violations? None of this, none of the academics. Why can't we? What's stopping us from doing this? There is an honest penalty reduction note. We understand that mistakes are made. We as adults have probably all made our own mistakes. If a student on their own volition comes in, something happens Saturday night, they realize a bad choice was made. They come in Monday morning, immediately, it's the next school day they come in. So whether it's a coach, an administrator, a teacher, myself, and they admit that they made a bad decision, a bad choice, their suspension may be reduced by half. And that's to honor them being honest, realizing they made a mistake. Our conduct policy, the last piece of this. We're getting there. I know it's warm. We're getting there. Conduct policy, hazing, bullying, disrespect towards personnel, harassment of any kind of nature, vandalism, stealing. That's not acceptable by any student or student athlete, and there's consequences. Each situation is dealt with individually. Obviously, communication will take place with both the athlete and parent or guardian, suspension, etc. Summer months do apply. So if something happened this past summer, it does apply into the school year. You're a student full year round. You're representing St. Croix Central for full year. Along with that conduct then, I want you to think for a second. Take a moment and think about the last sporting event you went to, whether it's summer or last spring. What's the last sporting event you went to as a spectator or even as a player? And how did you walk away from that event? And not here. This was at an away event. Think about your thoughts of that town or of that team you watch. I've been in those same shoes with regards to, boy, what a bunch of jerks as fans. Those kids, no sportsmanship. Well, let's put ourselves in the other shoe. How do people think when they leave our gym, when they leave our football field? We're passionate about our sports. We're passionate about our kids and the efforts they put in. We want to see good things. But think about from that side. What are people looking at me right now? How's Baldwin walking out of here? And what are they saying about us? Boy, that hammered people at St. Croix Center. I don't think they're saying that at this point. Not from what I've seen over the course of my last year.